You believe that?
But there are people on the Supreme Court that were appointed by former president.
Why did we change?
And now President Mahama. Are you saying that all of them were appointed because they had relations with the NDC?
I have not caught President Akufo-Addo stealing money. But everybody believed that his regime was a corrupt regime, a scandalous regime, because there are individuals within who were corrupt. I believe that there are very good judges in this country, but one certainly is not the current Chief Justice because she is politically exposed.
That is your opinion.
And I'm saying that
is your opinion. And
if that cabal, which Nanadu have established as a window of escape for his appointees who believe to have done one wrong or the other is not dismantled, this nation goes nowhere. And so, for example, this matter that Ntim Fordjour is talking about, and he is all over the place ranting. Do you know Ntim Fordjour was the Deputy Minister for Education? You will see the biggest scandal that will come out from the Minister of Education involving people who are on the payroll of government, and their names cannot be traced to existing schools. These individuals and these characters were the ones who supervised the Minister of Education 8 years, supervised this scandal, this thievery, and yet they are saying that, oh, government is, there have been cocaine transactions, there have been movement of money. Provide evidence. You cannot provide evidence, and he's all over the place talking. You see? So he will be arrested because all attempts have been
talking about his arrest in the last few days.
Oh,
nothing has happened.
You see, President Mahama's government
roadmap to arrest him.
President Mahama's government.
Ntim Fordjour is still working free.
No, he's not working free.
And daring you.
He would continue because we are still giving him enough time to bring to the public what information he has. Okay, look, this is about cocaine. This has to do with the reputation of our country. It is not about President Mahama. It is not about Ntim Fordjour. It's about all of us. Ntim Fordjour says, I have evidence. People are expecting Ghana Airport and all of this to come and comment on. What are they going to say? Now, when you go to the airport company is just a management company. There are several other entities that manage issues around the airport, including civil aviation. All right? So you have gone, and before any flight lands in this country, it has the authorization of Ghana Civil Aviation Authority. Now, all of these reports are existing. You go and you cooked a very scandalous report on the nation, which has international repercussions, all right? Provide evidence. Likely, after he made this exposure, the president says, look, let entities collaborate and investigate. Lead the investigation. So if I come here and I said, somebody is, keeping weapons at Circle, all right? Is it not fair that the law will, require that I voluntarily lead to avert the dangers, or I am compelled to do so because I would have caused fear and panic? We have not left him, but I'm saying that the whole issue is to injure the reputation of this country and the government, to equalize, because in the history of Africa, President Akufo-Addo's regime is one of the most corrupt. Most of the appointees of President Akufo-Addo are what people I would term as, it's a syndicate of fraud. They have led a syndicate of fraud against this country.
And yet all of them are in their homes.
They are not in their home. But you are sitting here. When we raid one,
none of them is behind bars.
That is why you
none of them is before a court.
No, it will not be fair.
None of them has been arrested.
The prosecutory
process. Are you not just blowing hot air for nothing?
No. The prosecutory process of this country does not say that when you arrest a suspect, go and put him to jail or go and put him to court. There's a need to investigate. But
even as we speak, we've not even done any arrests.
How do you know?
To ginger any investigation and prosecution.
Currently, it's aversion and all of that happening. National security is doing firefighting to confront some of the situation. And you should be applauding.
We are now fishing for evidence.
You should be applauding national security because this government is 2 months, 2 months old. We've had a corrupt regime of 8 years.
But you started hammering on these things way before you came,
to government.
You think, how many 3 months now, you've not even arrested anybody. You are still talking as if you are in opposition.
How many months did it take President Akufo-Addo to establish his government? About 8 months, all right? How many months did it take President Mahama #1 to establish his government? About 1 year, even though we're in court. How many months did it take President Mills to establish government? About 6 months before he laid off NPP appointees. President Mahama, within 2 months, have set up 70% of his government. And you expect that he should have done what others could have, he should do what others could have done with 8 years, within 2.5 months. It's impossible. And I'm saying that we should all, instead of following MPP and their covered up excuses with the likes of those in parliament, Afenyo-Markins and co. Instead of following them, let's help national security. Let's give them the support. Come to the public space. Tell us what you have. They went to Governor of Bank of Ghana's house, okay, to avert a spy system that a governor had in his private residence on his public institution. MPP has problem with it. They found, money boxes, Bank of Ghana money boxes in his private home. You are not worried about it. Recently, we arrested, Jakpa arrested fake currencies. Bank of Ghana money boxes were in that, and you are not connected.
They say that even if you go to Makula, you find some of these boxes there.
It's because
there's nothing strange about it.
It doesn't make sense. It's because they know that, look, Ghanaians have given President Mahama a mandate. They said, don't worry. Even if you don't construct rules, just arrest people who have stolen from this nation. Okay? That mandate is genuine, is germane to governance. That mandate is huge, and we will execute it. But you see, when you are doing so, the very people, are you not surprised that Afenyo-Markin, of all his noise, okay, supervised, was the board chairman under which this huge scandal have hit this nation, disservice, loss of containers to this magnitude? Are you not surprised that Matthew Opoku Prempeh at the time was the Minister for Energy under whom all these ones happened? Are you not surprised that Dubik came to sit on air and tell you and I that he doesn't live in container houses? All these people will be arrested. They will be arrested.
All these people will be arrested.
Because you see, what national security is doing so far is to ensure that what is going is recovered. The containers that have moved out, some of them are recovered. Concurrently, there are other investigations that are going to determine culpability and involvement of individuals. Because ECG was not a bed. It was an institution that functions on the existence of individuals. And those individuals would have to be responsible for losses that have occurred at ECG. That is the build-up of the broad day thievery orchestrated by the group. They call it Trailer in Manila, involving Gabi, involving Keligajepo.
I think that you are going into names that
the PDS.
We cannot independently verify.
I'll tell you.
So
I'll tell you this.
Yes,
I'll tell you this.